Get ready for a wild ride of startup drama and big bank shenanigans. Meet Charlie Javice, the young gun founder who made waves in 2021 by selling her fintech company Frank to none other than JPMorgan Chase for a whopping $175 million. But just when you thought the story was over, things took a dramatic turn. Jamie Dimon, the big boss at JPMorgan, is now facing heat for a failed due diligence process. Did Charlie Javice pull the ultimate con by tricking JPMorgan into buying her company with fake clients? We're taking a deep dive into this scandalous story and we want you to join us. Tune in to find out how Charlie pulled off the impossible and what price she had to pay for his success. But the real question is, did she do it for the greater good or for personal gain? JPMorgan is claiming that Javice used a data science professor to create a huge list of fictitious Frank users to impress the bank during the acquisition process. Even though less than 300,000 students had signed up, Javice, who joined JPMorgan as part of the transaction and was promoted to managing director, was later sacked and is now suing the bank with a lawsuit of her own, claiming the bank tried to drive her out and fabricated a for-cause termination in bad faith to deny her millions in back pay. Looks like banks and investors are running for the hills and distancing themselves from a certain 30-year-old entrepreneur. Just last week, JPMorgan set the trend by taking down their website, and now other companies like LionTree, the investment firm that helped with the purchase, and Ground Up Ventures are following suit. They have even removed any trace of the entrepreneur from their websites and podcasts. Ouch! Even the Thiel Foundation, known for supporting young entrepreneurs, is denying any involvement with this individual. But who is this mysterious entrepreneur that has everyone running for the exits? Well, according to government documents and public records, it seems this person had a big vision for success and a whatever-it-takes attitude. But after digging deeper and talking to those who have interacted with this individual professionally or personally, it's not surprising they ended up in this predicament. Looks like the saying, "Be careful who you associate with," definitely applies here. According to a source close to the situation, this individual has been up for some shady business for a while now and finally got caught. We all know how to sell ourselves, but some of the things this person was saying were just plain false, and now they've been caught red-handed. According to an anonymous source, they were in early investor meetings with this individual before any product was even developed. And guess what this person said to impress potential partners? They claimed that they already had thousands of students signed up for the service, but it wasn't just this source who noticed these exaggerations. Another person who knew this individual well also recalls similar situations. They both remembered everyone in the room would exchange looks of disbelief, thinking, "This is insane, and you can't be saying these things." It seems like this person had a fake-it-till-you-make-it mentality, and when their subordinates raised concerns, they were ignored. As one person said, "We all know how to sell, but some of the things that were mentioned were simply blatantly false." And it seems like this individual was not interested in hearing any complaints. It's a reminder that honesty is always the best policy. In a wild and exciting episode of the Planet Economics podcast, the one and only Javice dropped some major knowledge bombs on her secret strategy for success. When asked by the presenter how she stays so optimistic, Javice replied with a sly grin, "Let's just say I'm not afraid to take a few risks and exaggerate the truth every now and then. But hey, sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. But you never know unless you try." When reached for further comment by Forbes, Javice's attorney Alex Spiro stated that they would not be able to respond due to the ongoing legal dispute with JPMorgan. A spokesperson for JPMorgan, Pablo Rodriguez, stated that the claims against Javice are clearly forth in our complaint along with the main facts, and that any dispute will be settled through the legal process. Requests for comment from LionTree and Ground Up were not answered. Javice, the rising star of the business world, had quite the charmed upbringing in the posh Westchester County, New York. Growing up, she was a horse riding pro and attended the fancy French-American School of New York. In 2019, she made a splash in the business world by being named one of Forbes 30 Under 30. Not to mention, her mom is a life coach, her dad worked at a hedge fund, and her brother is a chief digital officer at Popeyes. Talk about a family of go-getters. Javice's talents were recognized early on as she was given early admission to the prestigious University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School, where she studied finance and law and graduated in a speedy 3 years. However, a former classmate described her as really pretty pleasant, so that something seemed off. It seemed like she was always name-dropping and attempting to convey a much wider image than it was. It's always interesting to hear about how successful people got to where they are, isn't it? Way back in 2011, as a fresh-faced college freshman, Javice had a brilliant idea that would change the world. She founded PowerUp, a platform with a mission to leverage microfinance for social good and support initiatives to solve poverty with the click of a mouse. According to her LinkedIn profile, she wanted to create a grassroots student movement and online platform that would make a real impact. But wait, it gets even more impressive. Javice would have still been a high school student in 2009 when PowerUp's website first went live. PowerUp looked for donations and joint venture opportunities with financiers, social incubators, and esteemed institutions like Harvard and Chicago Booth. As things picked up in 2012, PowerUp's then COO wrote to a PowerUp listserv. Charlie has been whoring herself out effectively recently, and we have some possible new and exciting chances coming our way. Wow, talk about a young entrepreneur with a passion for making a difference. It's inspiring to see someone so driven at such a young age. Are you ready for some juicy insider information? Forbes dug deep and uncovered a treasure trove of internal PowerUp emails that reveal some exciting meetings and connections made by the one and only Javice. According to the emails, Javice and PowerUp executives claimed that she had a fancy dinner with the impact investor Bobby Turner in New York, chatted with the co-founder of First Round Capital Josh Kopelman in Philadelphia, and even visited the Harvard Leadership Institute. Can you imagine the valuable insights and connections she must have made at these meetings? But here's where it gets even more interesting. When Forbes reached out for comment, none of the people referenced in the emails responded. Additionally, Javice was the subject of sensational articles in publications like Fast Company, which included her on its list of the most creative people. It's always intriguing to hear about the behind the scenes of successful people's lives, isn't it? Let's see what other exciting developments came out of Javice's story. Get ready for some major #humblebrag vibes, because in 2012, the talented and accomplished Javice was given the opportunity of a lifetime. She received an interview for the prestigious Thiel Fellowship, an honor only given to a select few, thanks to the buzz and hype around her successful business venture, PowerUp. For those who don't know, the Thiel Fellowship is a 2-year program that provides students with a whopping $100,000 stipend to launch a business or conduct research. According to a Tumblr post released by her PowerUp team, Javice was competing against some major heavyweights like future Figma co-founder Dylan Field, but pulled herself out of the running to win because she wanted to stay in school. Even though she was chosen to be a Thiel Fellow, she respectfully declined the offer. LF partner Michael Eisenberg, a significant Frank investor, wrote in a 2022 Medium post commemorating the JPMorgan takeover. Hold on to your seat, folks, because things just got a little bit more interesting. According to Michael Gibson, co-founder of the venture capital firm 1517, who had previously managed grants for the Thiel Foundation, Javice's story of being offered a Thiel Fellowship may not be entirely accurate. She was never offered a fellowship, and it bothers me that she's going around saying that, he told Forbes. Because of her personality, we didn't trust that she could get started in a real way. She's dropping names, he added. She's pretending to know more inside baseball about the tech industry. This definitely adds a new twist to the tale. An inquiry for comment was not answered by the Thiel Foundation. It's always important to get both sides of the story, isn't it? It's intriguing to see how different people remember the same events. Let's see how this story develops and if any new information comes to light. Who do you believe in this scandalous tale? Share your thoughts in the comments and hit the subscribe button, because the real story behind the headline is about to be revealed. Tune in next time to find out if Charlie Javice will come out on top or crash and burn.